91.5 WBIM. This is Monday at 9 o'clock, so that means you are listening to a show called My Past, Present, and Future Life, the show where me, alongside Mike Souza, answer some very important life questions. How you doing today, Mike?
Very good.
And as an added bonus today, we have a couple of guests. And the first of those guests will be a friend who's been a friend of mine for a long time. He's been a friend of mine since about 8th grade. He is simultaneously the most loyal and cynical person you will ever meet. Rob Rakowski. Rob, how you feeling?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me on today.
No problem. And the jolliest member of our panel today, Danielle. How you feeling, Danielle?
The pun there.
I'm feeling good.
You're doing all right?
Yep.
You excited to be on the show?
Yeah.
So, you're the one who introduces the topic every week, so we discussed friendship last week. What are we going to be doing this week?
Today, we are talking about love.
Which is a great topic.
Yep.
It's timely, and as we do with every show, we're going to be doing a sort of quote roundup of what famous people and important people are saying about love. Now, Rob, pick a quote.
Well, a loving heart is the beginning of all knowledge.
See, I loved this quote, because I completely disagree. Completely. But go ahead with you, Rob. What do you think about it?
Well, a loving heart it can lead you into the wrong direction.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not the root of all knowledge in the least.
It's much like having a drug addiction. You never know where it's going to lead you, but it's usually downward.
And then when you're in love with somebody, generally you become stupider. Generally, you lose brain cells when you fall in love.
Stupider but happier.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all, we'd have to define knowledge. What knowledge are they talking about? I mean, I don't think love is going to make you figure out how to do your multiplication.
They could be talking about knowledge of life in general.
So you think...
Not intellectual
here we
knowledge. They could be just talking about, like, knowledge that you get as you pass through life and knowledge that you need to go through life that doesn't pertain to someone who is in school or learning something in particular.
So you're talking about human knowledge, like...
Yes.
Okay, yeah, no, I never even thought of it that way, and I'm totally glad that you brought it up, Danielle. So, yeah, no, I sort of agree with it, but on the large scale, though, I think it's pretty much, at least the guys at the panel over here, completely disagree. Am I in accord with that?
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Definitely.
Okay. So, Danielle, you're on the outs. Sorry. We'll be doing some stories, our biggest romantic successes and failures. Rob has a story.
I have a story.
He's being very brave.
Well, my story actually happens over a course of 24 hours, so it shouldn't be too long. So I basically asked the girl out to the prom. I asked her out, and she said yes, right? And I'm, like, excited. Maybe give or take 24 hours later, that yes quickly turns into a no. I actually asked her right before the class ends the next day. And I said, you sure you said yes, right? And she goes, oh, yes, I said yes. I'm like, all right, well, I'll talk to you later. A few hours later, I'm flattered and all, but, no. And I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Now, how did she do this? Did this happen over the phone?
No, this actually happened in person.
That's
so much worse.
We had met after school. We met at a library to discuss a class project we were doing. And that's kind of where it went down. A very interesting story, but that's actually it. But 24 hours, I mean, she saved me a lot of money because you're supposed to pay double after this day. That was actually the end line for paying.
So your wallet was relieved and you were not, but...
Oh, yeah. Well, what can you do, you know?
I was pretty shy back in high school. So when prom came around, I really didn't have anybody to go with. So what ended up happening is my friend was going with his girlfriend, and her girlfriend said that she knew somebody that wanted to go to prom and that liked me or whatever. So obviously that got me excited, and I ended up asking her, and she said yes. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
So we ended up going, and the limo was great. Getting there was great. It was great for the pictures and everything. As soon as everybody starts dancing, I realized after about the fourth time in a row that she danced with another guy, that she only came to prom to be with this other guy and basically used me to get a ticket.
Oh,
so that was
my God.
Prom. That was basically my entire prom night.
What a horrible person.
Yeah, I think I got maybe 2 dances out of her because she realized what she had done. And
that's terrible.
And yeah.
So how did your friend's girlfriend feel?
She apologized to me like 10 different times. I think she still mentions it to this day. I haven't talked to her in a while now.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the like most...
Yeah.
Ugh. Some people, man.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, but...
You know...
Ditched at the prom is always
Yeah,
good.
it was still a fun time with the limo ride and being with your friends and all that, but not one of my best memories. What was really bad is I paid for her ticket. I forgot about that part. I paid for her ticket and her limo ride, I think.
Speaking of failures, I have a really gut-wrenching story. I was out at a local restaurant, and there was a DJ playing at said place, and, you know, people were sort of mingling and dancing around, as you do, okay, at these places, and this beautiful girl, I swear to God, she was beautiful, and she walked over to me and she said, hello, because that's how most interactions start.
That's usually how it begins.
That was a greeting.
Yeah, she said that, and we kind of started talking. She's like, oh, where do you go to school? I told her I went here. And, you know, conversations were going pretty good. It was small talk, but let's be honest, even I get a little bit bored with small talk after a while, so I'm just like, all right. So I'm just waiting for, like, an interesting opening to this conversation. And I get kind of excited because eventually it happens. She goes, do you have a song request? And I thought I was being kind of funny and creative. Like, I thought I'd give her sort of an unexpected, humorous answer. And I go, actually, I don't even like this music. I just listen to it when I come here. And she kind of stops and and she makes this, like, it's this face of, she sort of crinkles it. And it's adorable and bad on so many levels. And she just sort of stops and she goes, dude, my cousin's the DJ.
I love this story.
And I tried to sort of like weasel my way out of it, like, oh really? I DJ 2 days a week at the college radio station. That's such a coincidence.
Yeah.
And by the time I even before I even tried to finish this ploy, like
the damage was done.
She's already like fully walked away. Like I hadn't even finished my sentence yet. Like it was still
Good job, Chris.
And in my position, it's not like I could even run after them. It's like, wait, I can't even do that.
You could roll after them.
It was over at this. I mean, I was just silently crying to myself for the next 10 minutes. And then I saw her like a week later and she didn't even look at me.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh.
That's the worst.
So that's one of the biggest, at least recent romantic failures that I'm willing to delve into. We are ready to head to my favorite section of the shows that we do, the general discussion.
Yeah, definitely my favorite
section of the plot here. How important is physical attractiveness in finding and maintaining love? How important is it to you and the other person?
I don't know. I have to say, I think you have to have somewhat of a friendship first before you immediately delve into a relationship or to last. Yes, physical attractiveness, I think, keeps the relationship alive, but you still have to have that friendship or you're not going to have the relationship at all. So yes, it does help, but it's not everything.
I think it could come hand in hand. I think once you love someone, you automatically kind of love their attractiveness, like, and love what they look like.
You just sort of forget about their imperfections.
Yeah, like you just forget about their imperfections because you're in love with everything about them, and their looks just become part of what you love. Sometimes I think you do see the attractiveness first, and then you fall in love.
That's where it gets difficult for a lot of people.
That's where it gets difficult. Yeah, that's where things can get bad in some cases. I think it does play a part, but it plays a part in different ways sometimes.
I agree, but I mean, without physical attractiveness, now where are we as a human race? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, it's biological. You know.
Yeah, I think you almost need physical attractiveness. I don't understand why you wouldn't.
Now, Rob, let me ask you this. So you saying that people who don't look good are destined to have no luck?
Good looks are also very objective.
Yeah.
It really depends on the
subjective,
person.
friend.
Sorry. It depends on the person. So,
Beauty could be completely different in my eyes and in your eyes.
Right.
So.
Eye of the beholder, I guess they call it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, like they were saying, it can come later, I think, at times. Sometimes you start off with friends and you become attracted to one another. A relationship can't last without it.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Right.
I think, yeah.
Here's a good question I thought, because I wrote it. Are the titles that coincide with love really necessary? Do we need to call someone a girlfriend or a wife or a boyfriend or a husband? And is it possible for true love to exist without these labels? For example, like, do you really need to get married for it to be official?
I don't think so. It's nice, and a lot of people like the idea of getting married and having that family and having that title. But if you have true love, that's what matters. The title doesn't really mean much. It's the person that holds the meaning.
Do I think that these things are necessary? I would say no, because my dream, honestly, would be to be with a girlfriend or just a girl for like 20 years and never get married. To me, that's what true love is, that you don't have to do that. To be able to do that and not have to go through all the bells and the whistles just to prove to people that you're in love.
I don't know.
To me, you don't have to do that. Rob,
Well,
are you asleep?
I'm going to disagree with you again. I think marriage is really important. I mean, in our culture, anyway.
It's just a word.
No, it's not. It's a commitment. It's
I
something
agree with Rob. Yeah.
I think it's something that you agree that this is going to be forever.
Yeah, it shows commitment. It really does. Saying even the girlfriend boyfriend thing, it says I am committed to you. You are my boyfriend. You are my girlfriend, and there's no one else.
It's just linguistics, people. You can feel it. You don't have to
more
say
than
it.
linguistics.
a
I
cultural
understand
thing.
there being a label.
Okay, but see, you can
Yes.
show it. Listen,
Danielle agrees with me. Wait,
Listen.
hang on.
I understand there being a label, but I've seen a lot of people who have been married and they hold that marriage label, but it really truly means nothing because they don't want to be with each other.
Okay, but then that has something to do with that's wrong with the people, not
Yeah.
with the title.
That's
That has
something
nothing to
wrong
do
with
with
the
the title. I
But then
think
what does the title hold at that point?
It's worthless. Danielle, I couldn't agree
The title
more.
has to do with the couple. If the couple decides that marriage is important, then it's important. If they decide it's just something they want to have, then it's something
because
they want to
if
have.
you don't have that title, then that makes it okay for somebody to do something like go out and cheat, because technically you didn't cheat because there's no label that says you're with that person. A label puts you together in a relationship with that person.
But you don't need a label if
You
you,
don't
both
need it.
have that feeling
It's not
and you
just
both
a
know that
label,
is
though.
true.
If you don't
Danielle,
say
yes.
you're my girlfriend, then what am I? How do I know where I stand? How do I know if we're just friends?
Because you should feel it.
You
If
should
it's
just
true
know
love,
by
you
the
should know.
feeling.
But how am I to know that this is not how you act with all your friends?
Because, Mike, you have to have faith in another person. That's what love is. Love is trust. One word.
Okay, if marriage is just a word, then why are all these gay people fighting
Yeah,
for this right
okay.
for marriage, right? Marriage is not just a
Because
word.
we have that
No,
title. They're fighting
No.
because we did. If
No.
we didn't have the title, it would be fine.
That's wrong. They're fighting for their right to label themselves as being in a committed relationship.
Oh my God, I'm getting
Oh,
fired
the-
up over
People who
this.
don't
The
like
whole-
labels are afraid of commitment. That's
The
what
whole
my...
marriage
That's right.
title also carries a lot of law implications to it. And I think that's partially why they're fighting for it, because they want to have the benefits that can come from marriage as well.
Boom.
So it's not
Oh.
only that
Don't
it's
say
the
boom.
title of love, but it's also a title of importance in legal standings as well, which gives them benefits
No,
both ways.
No.
Concur.
No, if they were just
Thank you,
settling for
Chris.
legal, then they're settled for civil unions, which some states have. They're fighting for marriage for the principle. We should just move
I think
on.
we need. I think we need to wrangle it.
Yeah, we should move on.
We're gonna. Yeah.
We're not going to win this one.
Right.